Okay, yo, greetings and good day. What we're going to talk about today is I've been getting inboxes and messages from people asking about the Georgia Guidestones and what's going on with that. And I will get into that in a minute or so. Just give me a minute and I'll get into that. But what I want to bring out is this, is that some of you may have noticed and some of you may not have, but for those of you who are aware of this fact, that the world that you live in is changing. Now, according to the school of thought that you might have, people will say, well, the world is changing, or they might say that there's a reset taking place, or there's a metamorphosis, or there's a transition, transformation. Things are happening, all right? And you have noticed that people are changing, the times are changing, the thought processes of people are changing, and we got to ask the question: well, what's causing these changes? What's happening with people that they're starting to, I guess, wake up, realize that things are going on, and that they need to start paying closer attention to the events taking place. Now, one of the things that's taking place that's bringing about some changes, and I'll say this, is that the lies are being exposed. And we'll talk about those lies in the future, but I want to give you an idea. We're going to talk about the lies that have been told by the church. The church has been telling a lot of lies for a lot of years. The lies being told in the his story books, or what is history, because you got to remember this: whoever wins the wars writes the books. So therefore, whatever is in those books that are written is by those who won. So they can say whatever the hell they want to say, because the peoples that they conquered or the people that used to be around no longer exist to refute that in most cases. Also, the lies that's being told in politics, a lot of political lies that are being told from both sides. I don't care whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, independent, whatever side you want to talk about, they all lie. All of them are liars. Every one of them, from the top to the bottom. Okay? And you have to realize that people are comfortable with the lie. People don't mind living the lie, because it's interesting that people will always say they want truth, but when they give them the truth, they reject it. I'll give you an example. If someone said to you, tell me how you really think about me. What do you really think about me? Well, you might say, well, I think you're a bum, and I think you're no good, and that you're trifling, and that you'll never be anything worthwhile, and that you're selfish, and you're mean. Oh no, come on, man. Stop joking. Tell me the truth. See, but that was the truth. But because it was a truth that you didn't want to hear, you thought that I don't want to hear that. That's the truth. So you want to hear something else. It's like when you, and this is not a dig on anything on anybody, but it's like your zodiac sign. If your zodiac sign said you ain't worth shit, you wouldn't bother being whatever the zodiac sign was. But they all have different attributes, things about them that lets people say, well, yeah, that's me. I'm this or I'm that, or this person's this, that person's that. And that's just how things go. That's how I view it from that point of view. So you got to remember this here too, is that something that Dick Gregory said, I'm going to paraphrase it, not quote it exactly, but he said that what you got to be afraid of and aware of this fact, that when the universe picks you, they give you a pair of magic glasses. And once you put those magic glasses on, you can't give them to nobody else. You can't take them off. And what will happen is you will start seeing things for what they really are, not for what they were. And it kind of goes back to like when you, in the Matrix, when Neo was given the red pill or the blue pill, and he said, you take the blue pill, go back to sleep, and shit's fine. Take the red pill, your eyes will be open, and when you see how far down the rabbit hole goes. And that's what's happening today. A lot of people have taken that red pill and they're starting to see the shit that's going on, and how they're being fooled, how they're being deceived, how they're being lied to, and now it's time to start doing something about it. I also want to get into, for a second, pay attention to the food situation. Now, this is not to bring any fear or any to frighten anybody, but if you do a search, go on and see food riots around the world, and you'll see places like Sri Lanka, places like Netherlands, France, Spain, Italy, different mainstream media is not going to tell you this, but you go check it out and see what's happening with the food situation. Check out the water situation around the planet. Water is getting low, getting real low. Pay attention to that. Don't wait till the last minute to do some shit and then find out, oh, I should have done something. Then it's too late. Like it tells you in your book, if you read it in your Bible, it says that up until the day people went into the ark, Noah and his family were the only ones that were aware of the shit that's going on. But you better be aware of the shit that's going on now, today. Okay? Now, let me get into this here real quick. The Georgia Guidestones. Okay, now, when I lived in Georgia, my wife and I, we had an opportunity and a chance to go to and visit and see those Georgia Guidestones. And when we got there, I'm telling you, the energy there was on a totally different vibration frequency. Energy was totally different. And when we were there, we felt it. And I got pictures to prove it. I took the pictures and I could show them to you. And the thing that was interesting was the 10 things that was written in the 8 different languages that's on there, that were on there. And some of the things that it said was interesting. The first thing that it said was reduce the Earth's population to 500 million people. Now that set some people off, said, whoa, that's interesting. And then it said some other things about a new world order. It said some other things about the language, different things. That you go read it, look it up, and see the 10 different things it's saying. And a lot of people were saying that this is all part of a thing to take over the planet. It's different views, different opinions. Okay? Now, we have to take into this fact. This is a fact that whoever wrote those things, they are the only one who knows what they mean to them. All right? That means, like, if I write something and it's not explained, you try to explain it. You can't explain it unless you ask what I meant when I wrote it. You can say whatever you want to say about it. It doesn't make it true. But that's what's happened a lot of times when people see the stones or saw the stones. They saw that it had, he said, 10 things on it, and the way the stones were positioned, it was certain astronomical things going on with those stones as well. You follow? And different languages that were there. Now, the thing is this, is that last week sometime, something happened where there was an explosion of some sort that took place that destroyed the stone pillars. There was 4. One of them was taken out. Now, before we go any further with that, let's say this. I've seen, I've heard, I've read where people are saying all sorts of things happened with that destruction. Some people are saying, well, it was lightning. Lightning did it. And they'll say, well, it was a bomb. It wasn't a bomb. It was everybody says something totally different. And I say to anybody that says that it was what it is, prove it. If you can prove to me that it was lightning that did it, then prove it. Show me. If you say it wasn't a bomb or something else, prove it and show it to me. Just don't make statements on top of shit that you don't know because you weren't there. If you weren't there, if you've never even been to the Guidestones, you talking shit about them, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's deal with the facts. The only people that know what's going on with them are the people that erected it and put it there. And if you want to find out, look up the word J.C. Christian. And supposedly this was the person behind this thing happening and taking place, J.C. Christian. Find out about him. And it was said, according to certain rumors or whatever you want to call it, that he was from the Rosicrucian order. Go check that out. Also, it says that there was also a time capsule that was put there as well. Whether that's true or not, don't know. But if it was put there, it would be interesting to dig it up and see what was in that time capsule. But that was going back some 40, almost 50 years ago. So you got to be careful when you start saying shit, because if you know, that's fine. Then prove what you know. If you know this to be a fact, then state your facts. There were people who said that, oh, it was satanic. It was from the devil. Great. Prove it. Prove it was satanic. Prove it was from the devil, and I'll give it to you. If you can't prove it, it was satanic, then shut the fuck up. Keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Okay? Keep it simple. Shut the fuck up if you can't prove none of what you are saying about this situation. Now, what I find interesting is the fact that after the stone was blown up, it was interesting that they didn't have no police tape around there warning them. They didn't even do an investigation of any kind of sort. They didn't do no real investigation of the bomb, of the explosion. They went in right away and started tearing them down within a matter of hours after the explosion took place. Now, I find that to be very interesting and very curious as to why. What's going on behind that? But then again, you don't know, so therefore we have to say they did what they did because they had their reasons, only that they know. So the Guidestones were there. They were there for a lot of years. People saw them. I saw them. I was there. I read what they had to say, what they said on my page. I put it on there. I put up a link to it about it for a minute or two. But the thing is that people need to stop saying what they don't know about what happened or what took place unless you were there to see it, witness it. Now, they showed a video of it being blown up. Then they showed after that a person approaching the stones and then a car driving away. Again, they only show you what they want you to believe what took place. Nobody's going to tell you what actually happened unless you are in the know. So the thing is that they're gone now. They're not there. A lot of people are happy. A lot of people are saying, oh, it was great. It was wonderful that they tore them down. And now it's over. But the concept of what was being said on the stones are not going anywhere. All right, those still exist. So go back, read what they say, and you make up your own mind about what you think they mean to you. But I'm telling you, get ready, get prepared for the next things that's coming, and they're coming soon. I'm going to talk about later on in another post. I'm going to talk about the lies of the church. I'm going to tell you what those lies are. The number one lie that they tell, and I'm going to say this here, is that the name of the man who everybody worship, they call Jesus, that's not the man's name. Okay, now it may be a translation of what you want it to be, but his original name was not Jesus because there was no letter J back then. His name was Yeshua or Yeshua, however you want to say it, because there's no letter J in the Hebrew language. Okay, J came hundreds, almost 1,000 years later. So the name of the man is not Jesus. Then again, there's no church that's called Christianity in the Bible. Matter of fact, there's no church, there's no building that's a church. The word for church in the Greek is ecclesia, which means a gathering or an assembly. And it doesn't say that you have to go to church on a Sunday or gather on a Sunday. Whatever days of the week that you chose to gather on, that was your church. That's how things work. Well, we'll get into that another time. But I just want to know about the Georgia Guidestones. Stop listening and paying attention to what people are saying without proof, without the facts. If they have facts, then show the facts. If they have proof, then show the proof. If you don't, then shut the fuck up. Because all you're doing is adding confusion to a situation that you know nothing about. So until next time, I'm going to talk about the lies of the church, the lies of the politics, and the lies of history. I'm going to go through those things too, another tape. But that's what I want you to know about the Georgia Guidestones. Don't get caught up in this shit. Don't be distracted by it. Don't allow it to take you off course. It happened. It's over. It's done. Now it's time to move on. Until next time, I'll be talking to you.